Iraqi Dinar Guru Opinions February 27, 2025. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. February 27, 2025 Intel Guru Frank 26 article. Al-Sudani and U.S. Secretary of State discuss areas of coordination between the two countries by phone. This phone call was magic emo. You know when you strike a match everybody can smell you struck that match? Sudani and the U.S. Secretary of State are talking about coordination between the two countries. February 27, 2025 Intel, Newshound Guru Mark Z, via PDK, to arrange the papers with the Americans. The reasons for Al-Kazemi's return to Baghdad. This is former Prime Minister. Al-Kazemi is extremely well-versed and well-connected in the U.S. and Saudi political systems. He is back in Iraq to be a go-between, mediator as they work through all their final agreements with the U.S. Saudi and the basket of currencies. They have the A-team in charge and it is getting fun to watch. February 27, 2025 Intel Guru Bruce, via Wiser Now, I believe, based on what we heard, we are 1 or 2 days from being notified. February 26, 2025 Intel Guru Frank 26 I consider this, Kurdish oil, to be the final countdown. Many things are waiting for the new exchange rate but the most important thing is this oil. February 26, 2025 Intel, Newshound Guru Mark Z, via PDK, question. Is Sudani holding up the release of the budget tables? Mark Z, they will release the budget tables the same time they release the new rate. So they are stuck holding those until they are ready for the rate release. February 26, 2025 Newshound Guru Samson article. Iraq leads the Arab countries and ranks 7th in the world by buying gold. Quote, Iraq came at the forefront of Arab countries in buying gold during 2024. According to the World Gold Council, the volume of its gold purchases in 2024 amounted to about 20.1 tons, and thus these reserves amount to 162 tons. While Iraq's purchases of gold in 2023 were about 12.3 tons. February 26, 2025 Newshound Guru Hennig article. Vietnam's economic takeoff. Surpassing the Philippines to join ASEAN's top 4. Quote. Vietnam's ascent in economic rankings is a testament to its robust growth and strategic policies aimed at fostering sustainable development. February 26, 2025 Newshound Guru Caparoni I do believe that the dinar can go up in value but I want to clarify, if it does, it'll be based on the same mathematical rules every other country follows. GDP, supply and demand, economic growth, diversification, etc. February 26, 2025 Intel Guru Frank 26 There are so many things that are at a standstill right now waiting for the new exchange rate. That is such an obvious indication that there is a new exchange rate. Every time we see a pause, a delay, it's because it's looking for the new exchange rate. Right now the evidence is showing that Sudani is really tightening up the security on the new exchange rate. February 26, 2025 Intel, Newshound Guru Mark Z, via PDK. This is a very solid statement. Mountain Goat nailed it. This is also exactly what happened when Kuwait revalued. Iraq has already named the basket of currencies to back the dinar. And the gold-backed dinar will back it along with the basket of currencies. February 26, 2025 Newshound Guru Claire article. Al-Sudani and U.S. Secretary of State discuss areas of coordination between the two countries by phone. Quote. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani received a phone call today, Tuesday, from U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. During the phone call, the two sides discussed the overall bilateral relations between Iraq and the United States, and ways to enhance and develop them, and it was agreed to intensify communication and deepen cooperation. February 26, 2025 Newshound Guru Militiaman We know Iraq's value is not based off oil alone. Aside from the obvious natural resources, non-oil revenue streams, she has massive diversity with income streams. All of which are underlying issues to get a proper valuation based on real assets and not based off sanctioned exchange rate that is not an international one. It has been in sub-penny range for over 20 years now. It's Iraq's time to shine. Iraq's ready for full integration into the international arena. February 26, 2025 Newshound Guru Samson article. U.S. Secretary of State calls Sudani to discuss bilateral agreements, quote. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani received a phone call on Tuesday evening from U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. February 26, 2025 Intel Guru Frank 26. Iraq Boots on the Ground Report, Firefly. Mr. Sami said Sudani in his speech to the Iraqi citizens said very clearly, our national resources will rise in value. That's basically talking about the dinar. If it rises in value it's because the exchange rate gave it that rise in value. And remember they talked about returning to former rate of $3.22 back in the day. And that was based off just the oil revenue. Frank. They can come out at 1-to-1 but that would be rather cowardly. Why would you want to be 1-to-1 with the American dollar and be dragged down? This is a reinstatement of your currency. Put it back at $3.22 and let it float. When it gets to $4 something, cap it. This is a reinstatement. February 26, 2025 Intel Guru Mark Z, via PDK, article. The return of exports and the absence of revenues. The oil file with Kurdistan opens a new page. All of this is happening right now and is part of the HCL. February 26, 2025 Newshound, Intel Guru MNT GOAT. This process has to change and the dinar has to get off this sole de facto peg to the US dollar. This is the solution. That is the only way out of this mess in Iraq. They must go to a basket of currencies of developed countries as the IMF and the World Bank recommended for Iraq way back in 2011. In 2012-2013, the then director of the CBI, Dr. Shabibi, was going to revert to this basket of currencies which would have allowed the dinar to be reinstated. Of course, his plan was first going to conduct the project to delete the zeros. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: IraqiDinarChat.net